can't escape Bitcoin and cryptocurrency these days. Has Bitcoin and cryptocurrency trading helped or hurt your market share? And can you speak a little bit about it?
First of all, the SGX has no plans on currently launching a future associated with any of these contracts. It's a really interesting one, and this is as someone who has difficulty understanding some of the aspects associated with cryptocurrencies in terms of the underlying technology, and also someone who's a little bit disappointed in himself personally for not having invested and seen the rise up. So a little bit jaded as a consequence of that. But, I think, when you think about that conceptually for a second here, and I'll be brief, I promise, a currency has to have universal convertibility and I guess universal acceptance via trust. And I'm not sure whether in an unregulated world, cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin has that and will ever gain that. If it does become regulated, is it going to become relevant? Has it really changed how it is that our market share has eroded or increased as a consequence of cryptocurrencies? No, I don't really see it at the moment. I think maybe it's a vehicle through which participants can speculate, and if they speculate, they maybe speculate through that vehicle as opposed to formalized exchange vehicles. That might be the case, but I actually don't think that it's taken market share away from exchanges, including the SGX. I think it's just an alternative way in which speculators can access instruments that have high volatility.
I don't think it has a significant impact at this time. I think the Bitcoin in Thailand is limited use. Basically, in terms of commercial, they use in terms of commercials like hotel, restaurant, spa. If you have Bitcoin, you can use it in Thailand. But in terms of Bitcoin trading, there is a trading platform which basically traded Thai Bitcoin, compared to the others market. But I think in terms of, a widely used or trading of the Bitcoin, I mean, when I say platform, of course, it's not located in Thailand, because I think the one reason is there are uncertainty about the regulation in Thailand. Basically, the regulator, they have some announcement, they statement that basically they are evaluating and closely monitor Bitcoin and its development. They're talking about pro and con, but never have an opinion about the Bitcoin. They probably say, they say they probably regulated or not regulated. So everyone is not sure about it. And, as long as, it's not certain, there is no further development about the Bitcoin. But the thing is, if you look at the platform trading, 15 million US dollar trading per day in last month, I think, that is, something that we need to monitor. But what we have done is like not the Bitcoin, but technology, the same technology. We try to explore how to use blockchain in terms of exchange operation to improve more efficiency. That's what we did.
The Japanese government is basically trying to regulate this new space, right? And from that perspective, it's good that they go out there and try to regulate these exchanges, right? Because a lot of retail money flows into it. Mm-hmm. So from an investor protection perspective, of course, it's of the essence to safeguard that these are fair and transparent markets. On the other hand, of course, it's difficult to analyze, right? Whether this is actually a genuine flow that would come to our market down the road potentially, I would think. Maybe more in the FX space that is in a way cannibalized. But I believe that the more attention trading in general gets, the better it is for all of us, in a way. But as an opportunity, of course, it's something that we monitor quite closely, and maybe at a later stage, at one point when it's more ripe and then the market is more mature, that's something to delve into.
I would add to that. Depending on the product construct that you're going to use to manage risk or exposure you may have to that risk, if you go with a cash settled product against an index, then given the current level of information available around all of the indices that are being developed in that product set, it's questionable whether or not you're not going to be facing some level of manipulation risk in the index. Mm-hmm. That's a problem. When we said, that's great, well, we can solve that. We'll just go to a cash settled or a physically settled contract. That has some idea, but I'm still waiting for the first clearing member to tell me that they will stand up and provide physical settlement services for their Bitcoin. So are you here on the ProTel side to say that you're going to be first? I won't look at Lynn first. But I mean, at the end of the day, when Matthias talks about how far we have to go, we have to get to a point in time where that is a risk that the membership's willing to accept as well before we can, really think that we're going to offer a complementary product to the set. It's all interesting. It all has great opportunity to impact the business in multiple ways, but we're not all there yet.
Yeah. I mean, to that point, I mean, we don't, but I've heard some FCMs are accepting Bitcoin as a
Accepting
deposit.
Bitcoin, but that is different than being the agent for fiscal settlement.
True. Good point.
As far as the cryptocurrency and Bitcoin is concerned, my regulators are also looking at it, okay, but I'm quite curious as to how they will facilitate this, given the fact that we are even struggling with the ringgit, our local currency itself, to be traded in a formal manner. So very unlikely that we will see much progress there.
I think it's a very interesting development for cryptocurrency. It's still in an early stage. It's not legally defined in Taiwan yet, whether it's a form of payment, it's a commodity, or it's something we can trade. So I think we will keep close eyes on the development of these digital currencies and see whether there's any possibility in terms of our practice or in terms of our product that we can apply to that.